Has anybody ranked colors yet? Yeah, that's not English. A little bit ago, I uploaded a video about me ranking letters by how easily you can capitalize them, and for some reason, the algorithm decided that was worthy of 1 million views. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't really know what to do, because, like, I don't know. I thought it was a fun, creative idea, but 1 million views? I had people stealing this on TikTok. I've never had to worry about that before. Not cool, by the way. This person was a loser. They didn't credit me at all. Boo. Go sue them. Okay, well, you guys wanted more ranking videos, and I don't really know what else to do now. So, let's rank colors. So what do I mean by that exactly? Ranking colors by their accuracy. How do you determine the accuracy of a color? Great question, Pixel from the failed attempt at an intro. Failed attempt at an intro. Failed attempt at an intro. So what does that even mean? Ranking colors by their accuracy. What is that, like? What do I even mean by that? Well, to be honest, I don't really know either. Why is there a green... There's a green Solo cup just hiding there. Okay, that's fun. I guess someone just put that there. Those of us that see color, you know, we don't really know that the colors we're seeing are the same, right? Like my green might look like blue to you. But as far as I can understand, colors are colors. Colors are colors. God, what wonderful commentary. Well, I don't think I have a great way of explaining it. I have some examples, and I feel like as the video goes on, you'll kind of understand what I mean more and more. For instance, have you ever argued with a friend over what color something is? Right, like you'll point at something and say, that's blue. And then they point at the same exact thing and say, no, that's purple. Or in the case of me and my brother, I'll point at something and say, that's green. And then he'll point at the same exact thing and say, no, that's brown. And then I wonder how we're related. Or for another example, you ever look at something and it's a color, because, you know, things are that. Or for another example, you look at something, you see what color it is, and it just feels right. Like, I mean, grass. Grass is green. I can't imagine it any other way. This might be a stupid video idea. Or to take it one step further, you look at something and it just feels like it shouldn't be that color, and it would be much better in a different color. Like cars, you know? Some cars look just way better in certain colors than others. Except for the Cybertruck. That thing just looks ugly in every color. It's kind of hard to explain right now, but it'll make more sense as the video goes on. So without further ado, let's rank colors by their accuracy. I don't know why I chose to record this with the sun in my face. Great question, Pixel from the paled. Well, for this video, I can't do it. Combine all these incredibly hard to measure and Combine all these incredibly hard to measure and vague factors. How talented and skilled is the given color at being itself? That's a real question I just asked. There's no way this video isn't a huge waste of my precious few years on this earth, right? Okay. Let's try this again. In fact, I can recall multiple arguments I've had with friends and family arguing. In fact, I can remember multiple. In fact, there's a flower by the name of indigo that's used to make indigo dye, and the indigo flower is purple. Who decided this? Who made these decisions? Can we fire them? These are terrible ideas. Next up is white, which I know technically not a color, but I've included white, gray, and black on this list because those are something, and so they're gonna be colors for the sake of this list. And if you're so adamant in disagreeing with me on that, then I'm sorry, your life sucks. And then are there any like white flavors? Because I couldn't think of any, and so I started doing some research. Yes, I did research for this video, more than I probably should have. I guess, but going back, however, I'm willing to forgive black a bit more than white just because I feel like dark shades of certain colors, as well as like a really dark gray, can still be classified as black. It's also more confident in itself than white. I don't know why I wrote that on my notes. That doesn't make a lot of sense. The fact that black is the absence of color, and these things that are like the absence of matter are all black, it feels very fitting. And I get that that makes sense because that's just how it is, but like, shut up, it feels right. As for flavor, blackberry, I guess, but more often than not, when there's a black flavor, it's black licorice. Bleh. I think my issue with pink is not that it does anything heinous, because there will be colors later that I think commit very, very bad crimes. Color crimes. But let me make my case before you go to the comment section to argue with me about what colors mean to you versus me and where they would go on a tier list. Why are you watching this video? The sky doesn't exist physically as a thing that can be a color. The blue light is, I forget why it's blue, but there's some scientific reason, something, I'm sure. Speed as a concept feels blue. Like, if we were assigning colors to superpowers, I would give blue to speed. Not the YouTuber, the superpower. And jumping into flavor, blue is often blue raspberry or blueberry. And speaking of blueberry, I don't know where anyone got the misconception that blueberries are purple. Those are the most blue berries to ever blueberry. Green feels yellower than blue, and I get that we're not talking about green right now, but it's the color that would be confused with blue that's not purple. I just spit everywhere. That's nasty. I'm sorry you had to see that. Also, purple guy, he's pretty iconic. And purple. Purple does have a lot of nice range. Lavender, you know, gets included in there. It's got good range, and it doesn't really get confused with pink as much as you'd think. It does get confused with blue/indigo, probably, but I don't know. I don't know that it matters. Nah, I can't say that. It can get confused with pink on occasion, but not enough to the point where I think it's not purpling. What am I saying right now? But I think more often than not, things look bluer than purpler when they're a blue-purple. Or indigo. At number 6, we have red. Now let me convince you before you get all upset and in a twist over colors. I almost said of the alphabet. Colors of the alphabet. Great job, Lucas. You also have like Red Dead Redemption 2. I just like that game. I wanted Yellow's probably the most optimistic color, if that's what we were ranking them on. But we're not. We're ranking them on accuracy, and yellow lands itself here instead of at number 1. That's as far as I'm gonna take it, but like these things all feel brown and look brown, because they are brown, so of course they would look brown. The gray situation is insane, is not a video you'll ever see. You might see that with indigo, but not with gray. As a nice bonus, silver is a really good color to have under its belt. And that's kind of what I was getting at earlier with blood when I was reassuring you that I wasn't a vampire. You can still let me into your house, by the way. I've said it a million times already, but the main reason I have gray this high is because it just does so much without offending anyone, for the most part. Maybe like 3 Twitter users. As I've said a million times already, the main reason I've put gray this high is because that's not an English word. Grass. Need I say more? You can't go outside into nature without seeing green, unless you're in the middle of the Sahara, but that's not nature, that's just a desert. And those are different. In terms of man-made things, traffic cones, that's like the biggest thing I'd say. Those are all very orange, obviously, but like in like a, they feel orange. So class, what did we learn today? Not really anything, probably. Yeah, no, probably nothing. Yeah. Colors are colors. And this is how I would rank them. That's what you learned. So, you know, go put that on your resume or whatever.